Hello beautiful souls, it's Karen at Soul Magic 99 and I'm already having throat chakra issues because I'm doing a Divine Masculine message. What does Divine Masculine want his Divine Feminine to know? So we're going to do a pick a pile. Okay, so we have the small angel wing for pile 1. We have the little angel for pile 2. And we have the big angel wing for pile 3. So pick your pile and we'll get started. So what does Divine Masculine want his Divine Feminine to know? So this is a small angel wing. So we've got some Halloween oracle messages and we're going to clarify these with the tarot. So what does he want her to know? We've got Skull of Light, illumination. Mummy, change. Barmbrack, sweetness and synergy. Winter, the sacredness of pausing. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Graveyard, unnecessary fear. And dawn, the light after the darkness. So what does the masculine want his feminine to know? So Skull of Light, illumination. So to me that feels very much like the masculine is going through a period of illumination right now. He could be going through some sort of awakening. He may have been doing some healing work. He may have had a tower moment. He may have been going through the dark night of the soul. And he's been illuminated. He's got some illumination here. So let's clarify that. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel that he is getting to that position where he wants to make that offer. He wants to make a solid offer moving forward. And I do feel it is to do with this connection with his feminine. He does want to, you know, make some sort of offer moving forward. It may be a small offer to start with. You know, it may just be something like catching up with you with a text or a phone call. To maybe date you again or something, okay? And then we've got change, mummy. So we've got the High Priestess. So again, I do think he's been through some sort of change here with his spirituality. I do feel he's getting more in touch with his intuition, his higher self, and he's wanting change. And we have the full moon in this image as well. So today, which is Halloween, could be significant. These messages are timeless, so you will find them, you know, when you need them, okay, because it's just energy. But I'm doing this on Halloween. Yeah, so I do think he wants change. He's tapping into his intuition, his higher self for guidance. And then we've got sweetness, barmbrack. So I think that's some sort of sweet bread. I don't really know what that is. But it says sweetness and synergy. I think he's missing the sweetness of his feminine, actually. There may not be many people in his life that are quite sweet in the way that she's been sweet to him. You know, he may be surrounded by harsh energy, harsh people, negative situations. And so the feminine sweet energy does stand out to him. And we've got Ace of Cups here. So again, I feel it's about that self-love, you know, nurturing yourself. He's starting to nurture himself. He knows he has to love himself before he can love another person. And he's working on that right now. And then we've got winter, the sacredness of pausing. So that, you know, winter time is when everything dies down. You know, no new growth is coming through. But it's a good time to go within and connect to your intuition, your inner guidance. So let's get a message. We've got the Fool. So I do feel maybe winter time is significant in this connection. He may want a fresh start. He may want to take that leap of faith after spending that time reflecting and contemplating on what it is he wants moving forward. The winter time could be significant for a new beginning, to take that leap of faith, okay? And then we've got Vampire, emotional intelligence, Seven of Wands. So he has felt defensive, he's felt on his guard. about his emotions. He could have had his heart closed off as well to actually feeling any emotions. And as I say, he's working on this. He's working on opening his heart to give himself that self-love. And he realises that, you know, he needs to do this moving forward. And then we've got graveyard, which says unnecessary fear. So I do feel he's had fear in his life, fear over open up his heart again because of past circumstances, situations that he's been in. He could have this fear of getting his heart broken again, and, you know, a mistrust of his feminine and of himself, that he wouldn't get hurt again in this situation. Yeah, he's felt burdened, actually. He's felt quite burdened, to do with his connection, to do with the fact that he knows his feminine has been there for him. She has this love for him. And it's brought up all these issues within him, this fear issue. But this is something that he needs to work on. And the 10 is at the end of that cycle, so he's coming out of those feelings. And then we've got dawn, the light after the darkness. So yeah, he's coming into a new dawn. He's coming into that new understanding of where he's at right now. And yeah, we've got the lovers. So he does want this soulmate connection with his feminine, because that is his sun, that is his happiness, okay? So he does want that moving forward. So what other energies have we got for the masculine? Yeah, he's working on connecting with his intuition right now. He does feel his meeting with his feminine was fated, was written in the stars. And he knows that you and your masculine mirror the good and bad aspects back to each other. And he felt out of balance, you know. He may have had a plan in his life, and meeting the feminine threw his life out of balance, basically. And this Tower moment came in, you know, to make him go out of balance, to unsettle him, so that he starts to lead his life in a different way. And, you know, I feel when you met the masculine, he was very unawoke to spirit. You know, he wasn't spiritual. And there was a lack of trust here. He had a lack of trust for his feminine, as I said, with his heart. So his heart was closed off. So what energies is the masculine in? We've got anxious. Yeah, he's had periods of feeling anxious. But he wants to be generous. He wants to give love and affection and gifts moving forward. He wants to do that. He wants to talk and listen to his feminine. He wants to have that exchange of conversation. And he's got that strength, that inner strength. He's confident, he's capable. So moving forward, he wants to, you know, reunite. He wants to spend all day in bed with his feminine. He wants to take her for dates, snog her face off. He wants to be able to please you in the bedroom and vice versa. You know, he's missing and longing for you right now. There's a lot of sexual energy in the collective. Yeah, he wants to reunite with his feminine moving forward here. So what does he want to say? I want to be there for you, a shoulder to lean on, someone to always listen. Can you ever forgive me, my love? I'm facing my fears, my dark side. I realise you and I are mirrors for good and bad, and I'm working on myself. Please be patient with me. I'm entranced by your beauty, not just external, but your inner beauty. I did not know if you were genuine. I thought at first it was an act. This kindness, this warmth you have to you. You glow from within. It's been hard to stay away from you. I feel the strong magnetic pull towards you. The sexual energy we share is amazing. You blow my socks off. So there's a lot of sexual energy here in this pile. You know, they're missing you in that way. But it's not just about that. You know, they are awakening their heart. So let's get some final guidance messages for this pile. Confirmation, it's a twin flame connection. Your masculine is having to use a lot of self-control right now. And he's working on balance his emotions. And patience is needed. Okay, so there are your messages, pile 1. Now we do pile 2. Hello, pile 2. You chose this fairy. So we're using the Moon Goddess Oracle for these messages. So we're going to clarify these with the tarot. So the first one is wisdom. So I do feel your masculine has gained in wisdom over this period of separation. You know, however long that is for you, for your connection. So we've got Empress. So I do feel he does see his feminine as this Empress. You know, he does see her as this nurturing, abundant woman, you know, a woman that a lot of men would desire, the ultimate feminine. He does see her in that energy. And then we've got resistance, and we've got the world. So the world is about new cycles, new beginnings, isn't it? Endings and new beginnings, a bit like the death card. And he's resisting change. I do feel he's clinging on to the past, to old ways of being, to old ways of doing things. He's trying to resist the change, but he won't be able to, because the next card is change. So change is on the way here. And then we've got Knight of Wands. Your masculine could have been in this energy when you knew him. He was in that sort of player energy, we say that is, don't we? The player who's in and out of your life. He doesn't want a commitment. He just wants the fun, you know, the passionate, sexy side. Okay, and he's going to have to change his ways. Okay, he will be changing his ways. And then we've got Will. We've got King of Wands. So yes, he's graduated here, look. He's graduated to the King of Wands. So he's become more mature. He's in a more mature energy. And he realises that what he did was wrong. He can't carry on behaving like that with people. And he wants to be more responsible. But he still has that passion, that drive, that enthusiasm. But he wants to be that mature man, that man that is solid, you know, that makes a commitment moving forward. And then we have Purity, 4 of Coins. So he could have been, you know, in a very difficult financial situation. He didn't feel he had anything to give. I think this is an emotional way as well. He didn't feel he had anything to give at the time. He was holding on to what he had, and he didn't feel he had anything to give. And with Purity, I think it's about new beginnings. We've got 3 of Swords. So there was heartbreak, you know, heart-wrenching decisions here. And it's time to put that behind him. He knows he needs to have a fresh, clean start and learn to trust again with his heart. Learn to open up his heart to love. And then we've got self-reflection. We've got Wheel of Fortune. So he's been doing that work on himself. You know, he's been doing that mirror work. He's working on making himself the best he can be. He's looking at his dark side. You know, he's working on balancing his emotions. And the Wheel of Fortune is things are going to turn, you know, in his favour. Things are going to turn for the better. A more positive period of his life is coming up. And then we've got hunger. We've got 10 of Cups. So I do feel he does actually hunger for his feminine, you know, in a sensual, sexual way. But he also wants his 10 of Cups. He wants this emotional fulfillment, this family life, this contentment, you know, moving forward. That's what he's wanting. Okay, what other energy is he in right now? So he's been unmotivated, overwhelmed, could not cope. This could be in a work situation or just in life in general. But he wants to be compassionate, loving, giving, kind and thoughtful in the future with his feminine, because he doesn't feel he has been. He's becoming more self-aware. He takes time to reflect on his choices and decisions, takes time out from his busy schedule, has that alone time to self-reflect. He could be here as a light worker. He may be getting more spiritually awakened right now. He may have started a spiritual practice. It could be meditation. And he's been going within to connect to his intuition and his higher self and his guides. Yeah, he wants to be that loving, nurturing, supportive man. You know, he wants to be someone that the feminine can rely on. So what energies is he in? We've got intelligent. So he's a very intelligent, he's a very clever person. But maybe when you met him, he was being inauthentic. He was wearing a bit of a mask. He can be stubborn, as I said, stuck in his old ways, refusing to change. But he's coming more into that easygoing, laid-back energy because he doesn't want to have this stress in his life. Yeah, he's doing a spiritual practice. So it could be meditation, could be yoga, could be both. So what else does he want to say? He feels this is a real love connection. He's very curious to know more about his feminine. And it could lead to a commitment here. We've got, will you marry me? He wants to have romantic times with her. He wants to kiss her in public to show everyone that they're together. He wants that intimacy with her, that tender loving. So what else does he want to say? I didn't think it was possible to feel this much. Thoughts of you fill my head. I love the sound of your voice. I hear you speak with me telepathically and in dreams, and I long to talk with you again. You feed my heart and soul with your love. You are the best friend and my passionate lover. I love you more than anything in this world. No matter how complicated this gets, I won't ever give up on you or us. Always on my mind and in my heart. Yes, that's you, always and forever. I like so many things about you, I don't even know how to tell you that. I love everything about you, and I think you were made for me, and I was made for you. I crave your sexual healing. I fantasize about pleasing you in every way. I'm on fire waiting for you. I hunger for your touch, your kiss, your warmth of your body. I want and need you now. When I'm feeling how low, I close my eyes and I can feel your presence comforting me. I am so grateful for our mystical connection. So there's a lot of sexual fire in this pile as well. And even though he may not have told you these feelings he has, this is his higher self. Okay, this is his higher self knows how he truly feels, even if he's not said or shown any of this in the 3D. So let's get some final messages for you. So leave the past where it belongs. The message I'm getting there is if you do reunite at some point, leave the past behind, have a fresh start. We had that purity card. Have a fresh start. Don't keep bringing up the past. You know, have a conversation about it maybe to clear the air and just move on if you want a connection. Yeah, there's been disappointment in this connection, very much so. But he's gaining in spiritual knowledge and abundance is coming in, okay, for this connection. So that's beautiful. So there are your messages, pile 2. So now we'll do pile 3. Hello, pile 3. You chose the large angel feather. And we've got the House of Night Oracle here. So we're going to clarify the messages. What does your Divine Masculine want you to know right now? So the first message is rigid. So maybe your masculine was very rigid, very stubborn, refusing to budge, refusing to change his ways, refusing to even accept that there was a connection. Just very rigid in his behaviours and the way he lives his life. So let's clarify that. So we've got the World card. That came up in the previous pile as well. So the World is about changing, about new cycles. So he's going to have to let go of this rigidity. And, you know, he won't have a choice because there's new cycles coming in. You know, we've come to the end of a really long cycle astrologically in our lives. And it is the beginning of new cycles. So he won't have a choice but to change. And then we've got denial here. So we've got the Ace of Cups. So I do feel this is about denial of love. He denied he had any feelings for his feminine. But it could be that he was just so out of touch with his own emotions, his own feelings. He saw it as a truth. Okay, but deep down there is that love there. Okay, so let's have a look at forbidden. 6 of Cups. So I feel this is linked to a past life energy. You know, a lot of these connections, you've had past lives together. And in a past life, I feel there was possibly a forbidden love affair that you were in. And he's carried forward this energy to this lifetime. And he's still feeling that it's a forbidden love, that he shouldn't be loving his feminine. Okay, because we've got the 6 of Cups here, like a past life connection. I do feel this is energy from that. Okay, or it could be, the other thing could be that you knew each other in childhood and he still sees you in that energy of a child, maybe, I don't know. Individuality. Ace of Wands. He sees you as somebody very passionate, very driven. You know, you inspire passion in him. He's very passionately attracted to you and drawn to you. And then we've got differences. We've got the black and white cat. This reminds me of like the yin and the yang energy. So we've got 9 of Pentacles. So again, he sees you in that independent energy. You're financially stable, abundant in your own life. You're living your own life, quite independent. you are balanced in your emotions, and he sees, you know, that you are very different, but he is also in that energy of being independent right now. And then we've got fragment, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about tradition, commitments, marriages, spirituality. I do feel a lot of the masculines had relationships end which were nothing to do with the feminines. They were in these third party situations maybe, or they were in karmic connections. And when it ended, they felt very fragmented, like their soul was all over the place, and they needed to do this work on themselves, to work on their soul. And we got the Judgment card. So, you know, work was needed here for them to put the soul back together, if you know what I mean, so they could feel whole again, so they could feel in that position that they were ready to love again, to open their heart to love again. And they've got obedience. I think a lot of the masculines could have been in a karmic connection where they were very much controlled by their feminine in that connection. And they could see a lot of feminines as being like that, as being controlling, but not everybody is. And they had that experience of being controlled. And, you know, they don't want to feel like that again. They don't want to get into a situation like that. Yeah, so we've got Wheel of Fortune. So that is the end of that cycle. You know, they're not going to get into that sort of cycle again. I feel they've learnt their lessons. They know what healthy boundaries are, or they're working on healthy boundaries within a relationship, and it's maintaining your own independence within that relationship, respecting each other's boundaries. So they're coming into a new cycle of understanding with that. And then we've got the moon, and of course tonight is the blue moon for Halloween, and we've got the lucky black hat. I always see black hats as lucky. I think there's going to be a change of luck, a change of fortune here in this connection. So do your manifesting work, set your intentions out there for what you want to manifest into your life moving forward. And we've got King of Pentacles. So this could be your masculine. He could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or in that energy where he is very mature, he's grounded, he knows what he wants that settled home life, he wants that stability, and, you know, he knows what he wants, basically. He's not, you know, a different about sort of person. So what other energies is he in right now? Yeah, he's very much missing the feminine. You know, he has sexual longing for the feminine here. But you're meeting up on the 5D energetically. You're sharing your love and sexual adventures there. He's receiving signs and symbols from guides and spirits to guide him on his way. And he's aware of this connection, and he wonders if you're feeling this connection with him. And he feels this connection is amazing. You know, he's really getting in touch with this now. Yeah, as I said, there was possibly third-party karmic ties that had to be resolved, and he's working on that. He could be, you know, completely withdrawn at the moment. He could be on his own, you know, really doing that self-reflection, like in the hermit mode, you know, that contemplation about what he wants to do moving forward. Yeah, he's been looking within. He's been tapping into his intuition, his higher self, and working on his self-worth to know that he's deserving of love and being loved and giving love. So what energy is he in? He could be an educated man, you know, very intelligent, very intellectual, has a wide range of knowledge. He's very virile, very active as well. He could be older than you, he's very mature in his ways, very grounded experience, which ties in with the King of Pentacles, and he is your divine masculine. We've got the confirmation here. And he's very ambitious. He's been very work focused on his career right now. So what does he want moving forward? He felt when he met you there was this immediate connection. It was affectionate and playful. He wants to go out with you again, take you out for date nights, have fun evenings. He enjoys your company. Yeah, he wants to start again with you here. And he wants to take you out on dates. And he loves flirting with you. You know, he feels that intense spark between you. And he enjoys the sexual side. He wants to have lots of sex with you, basically. And it makes you feel happy, you know. So what else does he want to say? I play with myself at least once a day with thoughts of you in my mind, or looking at your pictures or a video where I can hear your voice. You're like catnip. When I first looked into your eyes, I saw your soul, and I saw my soul reflected back at me. How can this be? I was shocked. Each night before I go to sleep, I hold you in my arms, kiss you, and some mornings I awake to sexual feelings. And are you thinking of me while I play with myself? So I join in, but I want the real thing. I might appear cold and aloof, but this is my outer shell. I used to protect myself, as deep inside I'm a sensitive soul, and I know it doesn't seem that way as I hide it well. I've had years of practice. I've done things in the past that I'm so ashamed of, and I feel if you knew these things about me, it would change the way you see me for good. So he's got regrets in the past, but what he needs to do is work on his self-forgiveness here. He needs to work on his self-forgiveness and his self-love. And as we saw, to know that he is worthy of your love and worthy of this connection. And obviously has that sexual central longing. There's a lot of that in the air right now. So let's get some final messages. So we've got moving forward. So I think things will start moving forward. I mean, we had the World and the Wheel of Fortune card here. We've got commitment, wedding, marriage. So for some of you, it could end in a commitment. You're coming to the end of the cycle. I feel that's your separation. And there will be a smooth transition into a new beginning here. So that's beautiful. So thank you for watching. So there are your messages, pile 3. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in my next video. Many blessings. Take care.